Okay, so we have the first PowerPoint on anatomical terminology and words and regions and parts of the body. So we're going to go slowly, step by step. So this is what organisms do. They grow, they reproduce, they move, and so on. What do anatomists do? What do physiologists do? You know what gross anatomy is? You know what microscopic anatomy is? Physiology starts with the cells and goes to malfunctions of the whole organism. We start with molecules, we build cells, tissues, organs, organ systems, and the whole organism. These are so this shows an image to represent that living things start with molecules, build cells and parts of the cell, and so on, end up tissues, organs, and systems. And so we have all of these systems from integument to urinary and so on. So those are all the organ systems that combine, function, and talk to one another and interact. And that's where we have uh, the living organism. So here are the list of all of the organ systems. Integument is the largest organ system in the body. It's your skin and hair. Skeletal system, the bones that allow the integument to cover it and hold them up. Remember, the integument secretes waste, secretes sweat, does thermoregulation, protects your body from uh, bacteria and other organisms from penetrating the skin unless you have major cuts or uh, openings in your integument. Muscle system allows us to move. All muscle cells do is contract. The nervous system has a central nervous system, brain and spinal cord. Everything else is the peripheral nervous system. Endocrine system produces hormones, everything from thyroxine to parathyroid hormone to insulin to corticosteroids to erythropoietin, which stimulates red blood cell production. The heart pumps blood around the body to supply oxygen, pick up waste, pick up CO2, and the blood is constantly nourishing, supporting all of the cells in the body. The lymphatic system uh, filters lymph from the tissue spaces back into the blood. It also allows for the immune response, which is very important in producing, for instance, antibodies. I hope everybody's vaccinated against COVID. Respiratory system uh, allows the exchange of gases. Oxygen is taken into the blood, CO2 is released. Any of the food that enters your oral cavity, as in the esophagus, is uh, digested and processed, and waste is eliminated. The urinary system takes the 5 liters of blood that we have and allows 180 liters to go through the kidneys daily, where waste materials are gotten rid of, levels of sodium and potassium and bicarbonate, phosphate, acid is all balanced. Kidney is very important for filtering the blood and for help maintain proper pH proper concentration of the various ions. Reproductive system allows the male to deliver sperm to a female. The female can bear children once fertilization takes place. So we all have been in mom's womb, and hopefully we all were born and we're on our way to passing this course and getting a good grade. The body has 11 organ systems, and they are dependent on one another. They work together. Homeostasis is maintaining stable conditions from the temperature to the concentration of ions to the blood sugar levels, and uses negative feedback. So what does that mean? So receptors sense pH level, oxygen level. The effector changes the response to like increasing temperature. So it negates that to bring your temperature down to its standard level or its set level. So just like a thermostat, if the temperature goes up, it's going to be sensed by the receptor, received by the brain, and processed. And the rise in temperature is negated by the turning on of the air conditioning, or in the body, it's going to, for instance, if your body temperature is going up, you're going to have delivery to the central nervous system, processing, and you're going to have effectors with that. Blood vessels carry blood to the surface of the skin, heat is released, you sweat, and that temperature is returned to 37 degrees. So the rise in temperature is negated. That's why it's called negative feedback. So here's a summary of the rise in temperature. So right here, in the process of negating the increase in temperature by sweating and blood vessels losing heat to the environment, you may go drink some cold water or go sit in the shade on a porch. So look through these, make sure you understand that. These are the two of the processes put together. Positive feedback examples are blood clotting and delivering a baby. So once the clot starts, you want to enhance the process so that the clot forms and blood loss is stopped at the wound. Once the baby begins to move and is in the womb and it comes to full term, so the positive feedback starts the process, and the baby is delivered, and that's positive feedback. So here's a summary of clotting. So homeostasis is very important. We don't have the proper pH, the proper ion concentration, the proper amount of blood, the getting rid of waste, the filtering of the blood to remove waste and to make sure our blood has the proper balance and proper concentrations of various substances. So physiological systems monitor and maintain all of the various components at their proper place and proper level. Okay, so we'll stop there. And somehow I messed up this assignment the first time. So we can go back to here Stop the recording.